the problem is that the postmodern radical types have got a stranglehold on the administrative level of many institutions. But I think what they're going to find is that the rug is going to be pulled out from underneath them in ways they don't expect. So, for example, as the press has become, let's say, more ideologically oriented, the CBC is a good example of that. I mean, I used to like the CBC. I was treated more unprofessionally by the CBC, I would say, this year than by any other media organization that I've been in contact with anywhere in the world, which is really saying something, and multiple times too, not just once. And I'm not complaining about that. I'm just pointing it out. But what's going to happen is that as the media becomes more ideologically committed, it's going to become irrelevant faster and faster. And I think the same thing's going to happen with the education system, the public education system, and maybe even the universities. The harder they push in the ideological direction, the faster technological transformation will pull the rug out from underneath their feet. And I think that could happen. Like, I think that the classic news media, so to speak, is dead for anyone under 40. Certainly for anyone under 30.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, and
stats show that, actually.
Yeah, well, and you can just see it if you pay any attention to YouTube, where you have the rise of people like Joe Rogan, who gets 1.8 billion downloads a year and uses these long format interviews of 3 hours where you can go into things in depth. So I'm less worried than I was a year ago, I would say, because what I've seen happening is that there are many ways that systems can be pulled out from underneath the people who are attempting to manipulate them. And I think that there's a diverse enough range of people out there who are smart enough and fast enough on their feet so that the institutions that have become corrupt will just die. That's what it looks like to me. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not in for some rocky times. We are. The shakeout in the public education system is going to be seriously ugly over the next 5 years when, as parents and teachers increasingly wake up to the degree that the ideological domination has occurred.
I guess what worries me is all the HR departments and the direction that they're leaning. And even at our event, some people had brought their syllabuses in to show me. They were at OISE studying, and I was reading them. First of all, these syllabuses are pages long. I remember mine were only like a page long or two. And it was just all sorts of things like queer theory and radical Black feminist theory and this and that. And when these people graduate, they're going to be teachers. Yeah,
well, the problem with those sorts of approaches is that they're actually not good for anything. And so I think that if you're marketing education that doesn't educate, that people will stop buying it a lot faster than you think. The universities are still running on their previously established reputation, but they're making so many mistakes right now that I think they're ripe for painful transition. I mean, there's already speculation in the US that thousands of universities and colleges are going to go bankrupt over the next 10 years.
Hello?